Okay, everyone, here we are on this new set of notes. So make sure that you have your paper and pencil out ready to copy and take down some good notes so we can learn this lesson. All right? So first thing we do is we identify the name of this lesson. And this lesson is called Solve the System by Substitution Part 2. Right? Last time we did Part 1. This time we're going to do Part 2. It gets a little bit, tiny bit more complex, but we got this. Okay? So the two little stars here that we're going to notice is we're going to get X or Y by themselves, right? Whichever is easiest to get by themselves, X or Y, right? And then 2, we are going to substitute and then solve, right? We're going to substitute and then solve. First to get X or Y by itself, then we're going to substitute and then solve. So let's look at the first kind of example we're going to see here in your work here. So as I always do, I highlight the first equation one color and I highlight the second equation another color. So in this case, we're using purple and pink, right? At least that's what I see in the screen. So we're going to notice that we want to get one equation, one variable, X or Y by itself. And look at this. Y here is perfect to get it by itself. I just got to move this 20x over to this side, and Y will be by itself. So let us do that, everybody. Let us do that. So I'm going to copy 20x plus y is equal to negative 26. So what I'm going to do is check it out. I'm going to move this 20x as minus 20x, just like this. So I'm left with y is equal to, I can't subtract these. This is negative 26 and this is negative 20x. This has an x and this doesn't. So I can't subtract them. So I'm going to do is just put them next to each other. I'm going to say negative 20x minus 26. And look at that. That is my new pink here. This is our new pink equation. Look at that. Right? No longer this one here. We actually don't even need this one anymore. So we're going to cross out this puppy right here. And we're going to have this purple. And we're going to have this pink. Right? So what we're going to do, since this is y is equal to negative 20x minus 26, I'm going to plug in all the way over here into x. Oh my God. What am I doing? Into y, because it says y equals. I'm going to plug it into y right here. See that? I'm going to plug it into y, right? So let's do that. Do it over here on the right side here. Negative, what the heck? Negative 19x plus 11. Wait, we're going to plug it into y here, so I'm going to put a big parentheses because I need to fit two numbers in there, is equal to negative 47. And I'm going to plug this whole thing is going to go into there because that's how much y is. Y is negative 20x minus 26. Negative 20x minus 26. Just like that. So here, I'm going to remember that I have to distribute. So 11 times negative 20 and 11 times negative 26. So 11 times 20 is 220. X, and it's a negative because a positive divided by a negative, times a negative is a negative. And then 11 times 26 is 286. And again, a positive times a negative is a negative 286. Everything else, kiddos, just comes straight down just like this. And fortunately for me, these two are already next to each other just like that. Look at that. So negative 19 and a negative 220 is a negative 239x. And I still have my minus 286. And I have my negative 47. So I'm going to cross out negative 286 and I'm going to add 286. And I have my negative 239 here, x. And I have my negative 47 and a positive 286. Well, I know I'm going to subtract them because they're different signs. So 286 minus 47. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. 286 minus 47. Ah, look at that. 239. Perfect. So I'm going to get 239 here. And the opposite of multiplying by negative 239 is dividing by negative 239. And I get x is equal to negative 1. Look at that. X is equal to negative 1. But remember, I need to find my y now. But fortunately here, kiddos, look at this. Y is already solved here. So all I have to do is take this x negative 1 and put it right in there. Look at that. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write y is equal to negative 20 parentheses minus 26. But I know negative 1 is going right in there because x is equal to negative 1. So negative 1 and negative 20 times negative 1 is just 20. Minus 26, they are different signs, so I got to subtract. 26 minus 20 is 6, and it's a negative because 26 is bigger, right? So that means that our final solution is x comma y, negative 1, comma, negative 6. And look at that. That is our solution for our first example, right? We got y by itself on this one, see? And then once I got y by itself, we were on a roll. We were off. Okay? So that's one of the types of answers you're going to see. In the worksheet. You know, and then what I'm going to do, kiddos, and I'm going to make this a little cleaner here. Watch what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do this instead. Watch. And this guy is my new. I don't want to bring down this thing. So let's see if I can do it. Okay, perfect. Watch this. So I'm going to bring this over here, and that's going to be my new equation. Look at that. Whoa. Never mind. Let's just leave it like that then. All right. Now, let us do the second example. That's it. A little bit more complex as well. So, I want to get something by itself equals y or x by itself. On this first example, fortunately for me, y was kind of already by itself. All I had to do was move 20x over to the other side, right? All I had to do was move 20. Nope, that's not going to work. All I had to do was move 20x over to the other side, and then y was by itself. Now on this problem, everybody, I have no letters by themselves, no variables. This x has a negative 4, this x has a 6, this y has a 9, and this y has a 10. So what do we do in this situation? Well, first I'm going to highlight my two equations as I always do. Okay. What do I do? So what I'm going to choose to do is I'm going to get this x by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recopy this equation here. 6x plus 10y is equal to 16. Now I want to get this x by itself here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my line of separation. I'm going to move this 10y over and make it a negative 10y, just like this. So I have 6x left over here, and I cannot add these two, right? Cannot combine these two because this does not have a y and this does, so I cannot. So I'm going to say negative 10y and a positive 16, just like this. Now x is almost by itself, but this says times x. So the opposite of multiplying by x is dividing. So I have to divide both of these numbers here by 6. So I am left with x is equal to negative 10 over 6. Now I can divide both of these by 2. So if I divide both of these by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2, I'm going to get negative 5 over 3y, just like that, right? And I can also divide these two by negative 2, negative 2. So I'm going to get plus 16 divided by 2 is 8, and 6 divided by 2, 16 divided by 2 is 8, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. And look at that. This is my new equation, everybody. Right? This is my new equation. My new orange. So what I'm going to do is, I mean, you guys are going to have to recopy, obviously, but instead of recopying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it right there. And then what I'm going to do with this equation here is I'm going to this new orange, this orange, original orange is I'm going to cross it out just like that. So this is my new orange right here. Right? So I have x. I solve for x. So this right here, that is x, is going to go into this x right here. So I am going to recopy my negative 4x. Let's see. Negative, I got to change the size of this pen first. So I'm going to say negative 4x. No, I'm not even going to say negative 4x. I'm going to say negative parentheses, right? Because x is what's going to be substituted. Plus 9y is equal to 5. This is going to go right in here. Okay? So I'm going to say negative 5 over 3y plus 8 over 3. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply negative 4 times negative 5 is a positive 20 over 3y. Negative 4 times 8 is a negative 32 over 3. And I still have my 9y is equal to 5, like that. Now, this is bothering me here, kiddos, this 3 and this 3. I'm going to get rid of these 3. So the opposite of dividing by 3 is I'm going to multiply this by 3, and I'm going to multiply this by 3. Because look what happens. Those two cancel and those two cancel. But the rule is I have to multiply everything by 3. So I'm going to multiply this 9 by 3 and this 5 by 3. And since there's nothing to cancel them with, I have to multiply them. So here I'm left with 20y minus 32 plus 9 times 3 is 27y is equal to 15. Look at that. Now my like terms are 20 and 27y. 20 plus 27 is 47y minus 32, and then 15 on this side. And the opposite of minus 32 is plus 32. And 15 plus, so 47y, 15 plus 32 is 47. 47y here. The opposite of multiplying by 47 is dividing by 47, and I get y is equal to 1. How about that? Y is equal to 1. So now I'm going to go all the way back up, and I am going to plug, I'm going to grab this sucker, and I'm going to write it over again, and I'm going to say x is equal to negative 5 over 3 y, but I'm going to leave y as parentheses, plus 8 over 3, like that. All right. But I know what goes in there for y because I solved for y. Y is equal to 1, so 1 is going to go right in there. So let's get this out of the way here. Almost done. So this is a 1 that goes here. So negative 5 over 3 times 1 is negative 5 over 3 plus 8 over 3. A negative 5 and a positive 8. 8 minus 5 is 3. So we get positive 3 over 3, which is x is equal to 3 divided by 3 is 1. Look at that. Right? So our final solution is x comma y, 1 comma 1. There you go. Look at that. Lots of work, right? Lots of work, but not impossible. And those are the kind of questions you're going to see in your worksheet, right? For Solve the System by Substitution Part 2. So make sure you got everything that you needed and you're good, right? See you next time.